Hello everyone, welcome to my book club. I don't have a name for my book club yet, but I'm thinking it'll be something simple like Yanny's book club, YBC for short. But I don't really know what to do with a book club. But I always wanted one. I did look up what we're supposed to be doing in a book club. And it's always like discussing like different views on the same book, like how you feel about the book. And I guess we'll be doing that, except I'm gonna do it like this, and then you guys could just comment down below what you think about the book. Anyways, in this session of book club, we're gonna be discussing the book, I have it right here, Lights Out by Navessa Allen. I have like a special edition one. It's like a Barnes & Noble edition, I think. It says, "Can you handle the ride?" Stenciled, Lights Out. It's a pretty interesting book, but I remember seeing like a lot of hype around it. I think it was one of those like really trending books on TikTok, and I don't know. I don't use TikTok, the point is, so I don't know if it was actually like one of those TikTok trend books. But when I go to Barnes & Noble and everything, I do see a lot of merchandise around this book and the series. I've seen like pouches, journals, like keychains, all like merchandise for Lights Out. And like the second book, I don't even remember what it's called. And then I've also, because I looked this book up just to like make a video on this, and I saw there was a cookbook on it, and I'm like, what kind of cookbook? But I'm just like, the point is, this book is probably super popular, so you guys might have seen or read it already. But if you haven't, I'm going to recap the story so we can discuss it towards the end. So I have like notes on the bottom, that's why I'm looking down, just letting you guys know. There's two main characters in this book. The first one is a nurse. Her name is Ali Capelucci. She works in the trauma department, so there's a lot of like stuff that she sees that normal people don't see, like shooting victims, really bad car accidents, like all that stuff. But she also, in the book, it's described to be a high crime rate city, and it's Chicago. And like, I love Chicago. I love Chicago. I want to go there one day. But the way this book describes Chicago makes it sound like it's Gotham City. It's like filled with crime. There's no law enforcement. There's just like, it's a mess. That's what it sounds like. But I don't think that's how it is in real life. So no hate, just love, you know, peace and love. Anyways, the main guy in this story is a guy named Josh Hammond. He's the son of a serial killer, the Ken doll killer, who's like very notorious. He's like known in this book, or he's not mentioned a lot in this book, but in the world of the book, he's like equivalent to Ted Bundy, I want to say, in the real world. Okay, and his job, he's like a tech savvy guy. He's like a hacking guy. I don't know what he actually does. I think he was like a tech guru or something. But he also posts thirst traps secretly on like a secret account. Anyways, so the story starts out with an introduction where Ali is super tired at her job at the hospital. She's just exhausted from the real world, and she needs a distraction. And her favorite distraction is TikTok. Like, relatable. Except I don't use TikTok, but relatable to the normal people. Like, I use social media too. And her favorite like type of TikToks are thirst traps. And her favorite content creator, like thirst trap, the content creator, is this user named The Faceless Man. And then his intrigue is that he posts with a custom mask, and then he's always like faceless, as the name suggests, obviously. Anyways, on a whim, Ali decides to send one of those thirst traps, the Faceless Man's thirst trap, to Tyler, her hookup buddy, to see if she can live her kink out. But it was revealed that Ali and Tyler haven't been in contact for over 2 months. So then Tyler thought it was over, so he moved on and found himself a new girlfriend. And then now we switch to Josh's POV, where Tyler, who's Josh's roommate, shows the thirst trap that Allie sent Tyler to Josh. Kind of complicated. But this is where Josh starts panicking because the faceless man is actually Josh. And he doesn't want Tyler to find out because, like, think about it. Who wants their roommate to know that you're posting, like, thirst trap videos online? Like, they're, like, naked and thirst trapping. No one wants that. So then he's all, like, panicking. But it's revealed that Tyler didn't even notice because he didn't want to see, like, another man naked. So, but after finding out that Allie likes that kind of stuff, Josh goes back to his room and starts, like, researching Allie. Like, he uses his master hacking skills to basically hack the system and find, like, Allie's TikTok account. He finds her address. He finds, like, where she works. Hacks, like, the cameras to see, like, everything. And he also reads the comments of, like, her, like, what she comments on his TikTok videos, his thirst traps videos, and then he gets hard from them. That was crazy. I was like, okay, interesting. And then because of all that, like, pent up energy, I guess he was like, oh, I'll just go to her house while she's not there. He went to her house. I think he, like, installed hidden cameras in her house, and he also filmed a thirst trap there, which is important. He films a thirst trap there and leaves one of his masks on her bed for her to find out later. And then we switch back to Allie's point of view, where, like, Allie's at work, and then on her downtime, Allie was scrolling through TikTok. Of course, she's gonna check, like, the faceless man's account, and she finds that video that he just posted, and then she's like, oh my god, I feel so special, because that the sheets or comforter or whatever is exactly the same as mine, which is, like, honestly same. Whenever I see a celebrity wearing, like, something I wear, I'm like, yes, I feel so special. But when she gets home later that day or night, she realizes that the faceless man was actually in her house. And then this is where she's like, oh, she's scared. Obviously, like, someone broke in. She's obviously scared. And then she DMs him angrily. They were fighting, but at the same time it was kind of flirty. It was like a cat and mouse. Oh, I think it was described as like a cat and mouse thing. And then at the same time, after, like, they were doing this at the same time, Allie was thinking, oh, my hookup buddy, or my ex hookup buddy, Tyler, had a roommate who was really good at hacking and tech stuff. So she decided to contact Tyler to see if Josh can help her find who the faceless man is, which is ironic. Like, I don't know. This is so funny to me. And then Tyler agrees on behalf of Josh. Josh didn't even have, like, a say. But, I mean, like, it was assumed that Josh was a good guy and he would help regardless. After a long shift, Allie gets surprised by the faceless man in her car. Like, he broke into her car and was just sitting there. He brought snacks. He actually brought a knife too. He brought snacks and a knife for Allie. So Allie is like, so she can eat and then she can feel safe with a knife. And she was left with two options now. It was either find a different ride, like a somewhere how to get home, or she can go in the car with the faceless man and then let him drive her home. And she chose the latter. She chose to trust the faceless man and get in the car. But same, like, when you think about it, I would too. Wait, would I? I don't know. But here's the funny thing. During the car ride, you know, she gave him, like, the gluck look. She gave him head, like, during the car ride. But while that was all happening, you know, remember I told you she had, like, a knife? It was an accident. She accidentally used that knife to stab his hand. It was an accident, I think. I'll have to reread the story or something. But because she's a nurse, she helped him like tend to the injury, and then like they went their separate ways after he dropped her off. But she was smart here, where she kept like one of the bloody gauze for a DNA test to find out who the faceless man's identity is. But the next thing they do is Allie later on goes to Tyler's place to meet with Josh to figure out who the faceless man is. And then Josh, obviously knowing that Allie has seen like his videos of him like naked and everything, he like plays it super smart where he codes like a system where messages are sent to her phone without him having to actually send it. And then the conversation is very coherent. It's like she would say something and he would respond correctly. It's like, I don't know, AI stuff, or I don't know. But he does it so Allie doesn't suspect him. But funny enough, the minute Allie saw Josh, she had like a gut feeling for Josh. It was like, she knew that it was Josh. Like it was quote unquote where it was like, she didn't know how she knew, but she knew. That was just like, I was like, that was an interesting part. But the next day, or the next shift Allie has, it was like a really, really bad shift. So she had to deal with a patient, this patient named Bradley Bloom, where Bradley Bloom is like this wealthy criminal who always gets away with his crimes because of his family's like power and obviously wealth. But then he was accused of like rape and killing girls. So obviously she's having a bad time with him. And then she also has another patient who is like a severe car accident victim. And then that patient reminded her of her mom, who also died the same way. So that brings out like trauma. And then after that shift, she goes home. Turns out the faceless man is at her house, of course. But she's comforted. She's comforted by the faceless man in like more ways than one, if you know what I mean. You know, they have their kinky sex, they like talk it out, and then, you know, they go to sleep. While they're sleeping, there was like an alarm, an intruder alarm. It's Bradley Bloom. He's trying to break into Allie's house to probably rape and kill her. But luckily, the faceless man, aka Josh, is there. So he confronts Bradley and knocks him out. And then now with like a knocked out Bradley, Josh and Allie, or the faceless man and Allie, is like, what do we do with Bradley? And they think, what should we do? Turns out, like, one of Bradley's previous victims' families has like a vendetta or something against Bradley and wants to like get him. So they decided to just drop Bradley off at one of the victims' houses so the family can deal with it, and then they can just, you know, do their thing. But en route, like literally while they're taking Bradley to the house, Bradley dies because they made a mix, like they forgot to let him breathe. Like I think they covered like they put tape on his mouth and nose, and Bradley couldn't breathe, so he died. And because he's dead, they're like, oh shit, what do we do? And then Josh is like, he's still in his mask and everything. He like quickly throws away his mask to throw up because he feels like he's becoming his dad, because his dad kills people, like he's a serial killer. But Allie obviously is like calming him down, and she suggests that, okay, let's just take Bradley to her maternal family, her uncles. Her uncle, surprise, surprise, is a mafia boss or something. So from here, the story kind of just, it's kind of like a weird ending. Bradley gets taken care of by that mafia family. So like the uncle and the cousin, Allie's uncle and Allie's cousin, kind of like, I don't know what he does with the body, but, you know, disposes of it. Allie also finds out that Josh is the son of a serial killer because of that DNA test. And then, so she's like all panicked because I'm like, I would be panicked if my stalker was a serial killer's son too. But she confronts Tyler because Tyler is Josh's roommate and good friend and asks Tyler some questions. And then she kind of like she understands where Josh is coming from, and she sees that Josh is not his dad, so she just moves on from that conversation. And then they basically lived happily ever after. They have like super kinky sex all throughout the whole entire like book. But it was like very interesting.
Before I forget, here's all the chapters with spicy scenes in case you wanted to read it.
Anyways, I would give this book probably a 3.5 stars out of 5. Like 3.5 is pretty good. It's not like a 4 or 5 star. Not to me. Like, it's a little bit too, I want to say kinky. Like, it's like more smut than plot. I was talking about this to a friend of mine. It's like, I like books that have a little bit more, like, it's like the perfect mix of plot and smut, but this book is a little bit too smutty, like smutty, kinky smut, you know? Like, I don't have a thing against kinky smut. It's just like not my thing. I love like smut. It's just too much. Like dark romance and smut, I love them, okay? I do like them. Like, don't get me wrong. I read like H.D. Carlton talk a little bit about how this video came about, because remember the previous video I posted was my goals for 2026, and reading is one of them. So I thought, oh, this is my very first book of the year, so it would be fun to just do a video about it. And then, oh look, I'll just put like a ding. These are the things I just checked off. So 1 out of 25 books, and then now this would be 2 out of 15 videos posted. I'm not gonna do a book club for all 25 books I'm gonna read this year, or at least I don't think I will. I probably will just do like one every now and then. But I thought it would be fun to do this one, because this one is actually, it is a very interesting book. I liked the book. It's just not my vibe. I wouldn't reread it. That's my point. That's the thing. I love this book. I just would never reread it. No, I wouldn't reread it a second time. Anyways, this video is kind of formatted like a book report, which is kind of scary, because when I was in high school, I used to do these book reports for my English teacher. Shout out to Mr. Lowen. Shout out to him, but I hope he never sees this video, because I don't think he would like it. I was always so nervous every time I talked in front of him. I would have to like, how he did it was like he would have like 5 students, or like three students I think, every day tell him like a story that they read, and then he would like ask questions. He would have the book, he would scroll through the book and ask about certain points of the book, and then I would get so nervous because like I wasn't a big reader, so I didn't really remember all the details. But this is kind of like book report format, so I guess I'll get over my fears. Anyways, I guess I'm done rambling. I've been rambling for the last like 10-20 minutes. So I guess that's it. Make sure, like I said, I'll link the book links on the description. Like I'll link a Barnes & Noble page and an Amazon page, I guess. And then make sure to watch my previous videos, and also check out 3 Witches. As always, bye.